Now, in kind of a unique feature, we've asked the candidates, each of them, to come up with a question to ask the other. And they're going to have 60 seconds to answer this question. And let's start with Mr. Gardner. You may ask your question first to Mr. Betro.
Okay. Mr. Betro, you have stated that the city hardly ever takes property by eminent domain, meaning that there have been few instances of the process going all the way to a court ruling awarding a property to the city. The standard offer letter the redevelopment agency sends owners of properties it wants to acquire contains language indicating that if a sale agreement is not reached, the city will use its power of eminent domain to acquire the property. My question is, how many properties has the city acquired under the threat of eminent domain?
Well, first of all, I want to state unequivocally that I do not support and will never support taking a home-owned property from anyone. And that is what people who ask this question try to confuse all the time. They try to scare people that the city, the government is coming after their home. We have passed ordinance after ordinance in this city that we will not do that, and there are plenty of examples of that. What has happened is that we have passed what are called resolutions of necessity, which is the way a government negotiates with property owners. And I think it is a credit, not just to the council, but to this city, that there has not been one court-ordered take of any of these properties, because at the end of the day, what it is about price for the most part. And I have been in enough of these negotiations, and there have been some 14 properties in Ward 1 that have undergone this, and they all have settled. And at the end of the day, like the audio shop guy on Merrill Street, it has been better for them and better for the city as a result.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Betro, you may now ask your question.
Thank you.
Mr. Gardner.
The city of Riverside is expected to add 38,000 households, 80,000 people by the year 2030, whether we want them or not. In previous statements, Mr. Gardner, you have opposed annexation of lands to the city and you have campaigned against redevelopment. How would you propose to accommodate this growth, especially in terms of providing livable, affordable housing, creating jobs in our city, preserving open space, and protecting hillsides?
I don't believe that I have campaigned against annexations. What I have said is we should have a specific plan at the time we annex a property of how we will provide the infrastructure that that new city property requires. How many new police officers may we need? Do we need another fire station? Do we have the water to serve it? Do we have the electricity to serve it? What's the effect on parks? What's the effect on our road system? I think we should have those answers at the time that we do the annexation, not seek them out somewhere down the road. I am not anti-growth. I do think that our growth should be focused on things that create jobs for people who are already here, more than things that bring more people to Riverside. I think it's incumbent on the council to manage the growth. The numbers of people that are projected to come here are not city projections. And the council is not bound to accommodate all those people. We do not have to build new housing just because somebody wants to build it.
Right. Thank you both very much.